Marathon is a weird looking game, and I'm kinda starting to love it. While I am far from being someone knowledgeable about music and art, I do know one thing. I like what I've seen in Marathon. And I really like that it's actually something different than what I'm used to. It's nice to have something fresh and unique, and honestly, just by looking at it, I can feel the passion that the creators have for this.
I love that feeling of like it being both neon and also like kind of crusty and falling apart at the same time. Like, to me, that has a sound.
The art, the music, the voice acting, it all just feels like it pulls me into this world when I'm just watching a trailer on my phone. So I'm really excited to actually dive into the game and get lost in the sauce for myself. And while I totally understand someone not being a fan of the art style, I feel like you gotta look at this stuff and give it a, hey, that's pretty cool. Anyways, the only problem for me personally is I feel like I might get fatigued of this art style if I end up playing it a lot. But I really don't know until I get into it, but for now, I'm loving it. Bungie's gunplay is like straight up butter, and almost everyone else's is kind of like margarine. You know, it does the job, you can have some delicious gameplay and all, but you know it's just not the same as that real buttery goodness. So yeah, I'm just excited to actually have that gunplay in a new fresh game with a PvP focused environment. Yeah, I just hope that the gunplay is actually front and center and feels as good as I'm imagining it will. Rook is a shell made for only solo play, and has pretty much no risk since you don't actually bring in any of your previously owned loot with you. Personally, I feel like this is going to be an actual game changer. Like, since I have a weird work schedule, I usually game later than a lot of my friends do, so having an option to chill and grind solo with no risk is awesome to me. Also, playing Rook just looks fun, and seems like it'll play a lot different from the other shells. Like, you're probably not going to be charging a team of 3 players with this little guy. So it's either avoid at all costs or just roll the dice and try to make some friends.
Ultimately, Rook is a morality test, so you have a couple of options when you see a Rook. Either you're a decent person and you drop them a piece of loot and let them be on their merry way, or you are a monster and you blast them in the face. And I'm not going to say which one I am. I blast a lot of Rooks.
But honestly, I do think there's going to be a more casual player base out there that mostly just plays Rook and completely avoids PvP like their life depends on it. I mean, because it does. And I don't know, I just really like that that's an option to enjoy the game in a less PvP focused way if you're into that.
This is General Dan Agreed of the new Cascadia colony on Tau 34. Whoever's listening, whatever's out there, we need anything. Weapons, supplies, a way out, way back.
The world of Marathon is kind of a horrifying place. The world itself seems to ooze mystery, and it just makes me want to get in there and see what the heck is going on, because it looks pretty crazy. I really like the fact that you're not special in this game. You're no hero destined to save or do anything. You're just another runner who gave up their real body for these shells, and is now probably lost in the sauce, not even able to remember what they used to look like.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
It makes me wonder, is there something else to these runners' existence? Can or will any of them become more than this? But for now, the main character of Marathon is kind of the world itself.
We're really telling the story of Tau Ceti, the planet, you know, the history that it has. There is no central protagonist, you know, where we can kind of say, like, this is the hero's theme. Our hero is the world.
And then there's the UESC and all the other factions you can side with, all having their own stories to tell. Which makes part of me kind of wish there was a campaign to tell all the story of this world, but I'm also excited to see how they can get me invested in the world and its history while just playing an extraction shooter. It feels like an arena shooter masking as an extraction shooter. It's something I've seen multiple people say. And as someone who's never really gotten into an extraction shooter before, I'm kind of hoping that's true. Since I'm more in the boat of I've enjoyed Bungie PvP before and not so much I've enjoyed extraction shooters boat. That being said, I don't hate the idea of an extraction shooter, I've just never had one pull me in before. But from what I've seen of the gameplay so far, I mean, it looks pretty fun. And one of my favorite things about previous Bungie PvP is Destiny's build crafting. Even though it's been kind of a mess a lot of the time, I still really enjoyed it. So I'm just really excited to see what build crafting and customizing your shells is going to feel like in Marathon. So those are some of the reasons I'm excited to play Marathon. Let me know if you have any for yourself. I really do think that this game has a ton of potential and I can't wait to see how it plays out. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you happen to enjoy the video, a like and subscribe would be hugely appreciated. And I'll see you around.